Hello, everyone, and welcome. My name is Julie Mann. I'm also known as the Habit Fixer, and I love helping women to regain their mojo and age well. And I do that with EFT, which is a really simple tapping technique, nutrition, skincare, and digital products. My guest today is Chris London. And if you don't know him, he's a social media marketing expert. So if you really want some tips on social media, he's the man for you. And today, I think, Chris, you're going to be talking about 7 habits to transform your social media presence. Is that right?
Yes, that is correct. Yes, thank you for having me as well.
Perfect. We'll take it away.
Lovely. Well, like I say, thank you, Julie, for inviting me on. It's always a privilege to be asked to speak, so I really appreciate that. So yeah, for those who don't know, my name's Chris London from 2222 Marketing, social media marketing agency dealing with ads and social media organic content. So I wanted to talk about the 7 habits that you can transform your social media presence for your business. So social media is such a massive part of being a business owner at the moment, and every business owner, you've pretty much got to be able to market your business, because if you don't market your business, you can be the best accountant in the world, you can be the best financial advisor in the world, but actually if you get no customers, you're not going to be able to put those skills to the test. And social media is such a massive part of that. You know, if we look at something like Facebook, 3 billion people log into Facebook every single month, and 2 billion of those are logging in every single day. You know, we even look at platforms such as LinkedIn with nearly 1 billion people logging in. And then you've got your other social media platforms, TikToks, your Instagrams that are all, you know, especially TikTok, which is growing massively at the moment. So if you're not utilizing social media for your business or not utilizing it correctly, then you're going to have a bit of a problem. So what I wanted to do was talk about 7 things that you can do. And if you keep consistent with them and you keep doing them, you're going to see a massive difference in your social media marketing. The problem is people don't stay consistent with it. They don't keep going with it, but you've got to keep going if you want to see the results. Okay, so we're going to get started. Number 1 is consistency in posting. Okay, now this is one of the key ones. When I say consistency in posting, that's not posting for a week and then stopping. You know, people have these sort of revelations. I'm going to post for a week and then they get to the end of the week and they go, oh no, or life gets in the way. Or they post for a month and then they think, oh no, that'll do. I'm talking about consistent posting, but moving forever forwards. Okay, so just keeping that flow of content. So then I get people ask me, well, what if I'm posting too much, Chris? Okay, well, actually, you can't post too much as long as the quality of your content is good enough. You see, if I post something, say if I posted these 7 habits and you watch it and you think that was absolute gold, that is, you go away and do it and you get results from it. You don't mind if I then go and give you some more tips later that day. It's when you see those posts that don't actually add any value to your life that you suddenly start thinking, I'm a bit fed up seeing their content now. They're posting all the time and all they're doing is asking me if I want jam or cream on my scone first, or what meat I've had from on my roast dinner. And that sort of stuff doesn't add any value, and it also doesn't show you as an expert. Okay, so we've got to be consistent in our posting, but showing that we are the expert. Now, I'm well aware that consistency in posting is difficult. Okay, so it tends to be one of those things where people sort of do the day job and then they think, oh, I've not done a social media post yet. And it's probably 9:30, 10 o'clock at night. And they think, oh, I'll stick one out now. That's not ideal, because that's not where you want to be. Okay. Or just life gets in the way and you just think, oh, just leave it. You'll do your client work. And then you think to yourself, actually, I'm tired now. I'm going to leave it. And that's not really ideal. So we need to get ahead with our content. Okay. So that's why things like scheduling tools, content calendars, and all those things come in really useful, because you can get ahead with your content. You can still drip bits of content in if something comes up in the news that you need to talk about because it's industry specific for you. But you know that if you don't have the time, that you've just got that consistent content still just dripping through every single day. Okay, because that will help you in the algorithm. Okay, because social media platforms don't want somebody who dips in and out once a week or once a month. Okay, so it will play to the algorithm. The more regularly you post and the more regularly you are on that platform engaging. Okay, so think about the frequency and think about the timing of the time or the times that you post where your audience is going to be most active as well. Okay, so that's number one. So staying consistent with your posting. It's hard, but that is where the value is. That is absolutely my top tip. If they were have to pick one of these seven, it's be consistent. Okay. So two is engage with your audience. Okay, so spend time every so often just engaging with your audience. It is just as important to talk to your audience on stuff that they're interested in, on stuff that they've posted, where you might be able to go into a Facebook group and comment and add some value to that person's, not sales pitch to them. Okay, show your expertise, talk to them, engage with that audience, because if you interact with their content, they will then comment back to you. And then Facebook or LinkedIn sees that connection between the two people, and it will show more people your posts when you post. Okay, because if I follow Coca-Cola's page and I follow Pepsi's page, and every single day I like and engage with Coca-Cola, but I never like and engage with Pepsi, even though I follow both pages, the social media platform will push that content of Coca-Cola to me more because it thinks that's what I'm interested in. Okay, so engage with your audience on their content, but also think about how you can get them to engage on your content. Okay, so you can ask questions, ask very simple questions that are relevant to your industry, polls, quizzes, things like that to get people to engage, because then you can talk back. Ultimately, social media is just a massive platform for you to go and network with people and build relationships. And that's where people make that mistake. They make the mistake of using it just to sell, which is like turning up at a networking meeting, throwing your business card at someone, walking out the door and waiting for the phone to ring that afternoon. It doesn't happen. We all know that it happens from talking to people, from building relationships, and that's exactly what we need to do on social media. So make sure you're engaging with your audience, whichever platform it is that you're choosing. Okay. So number three, the habit of checking your analytics. Okay. People do not do that. Okay. And the reason they don't do it is because they think they know everything. Okay. And I'm going to tell you a quick story about me. So I used to be a driving instructor 12 years ago, and I wrote an online course into the driving industry. Okay. So I wrote an online course based around driving theory. And I thought to myself, the people who learn to drive are 17 to 24-year-olds. So they're the people who are going to buy my course. And so I did some paid ads towards it. And we were doing about £1.5 grand a month. Okay. Targeting an audience of 17 to 24-year-olds on Facebook. Okay. And it was going nicely. And I thought, oh, this is nice, £1.5 grand. I then decided to look at my analytics. I looked at my Facebook page, and it actually told me that females aged 25 to 34 were the people who were engaging with my content. I then went and had a look inside the course, and the course told me that it was females 25 to 34 who were buying the course. I went into my Facebook ad and I just changed it from males and females 17 to 24 to females 25 to 34, and the sales doubled in a month. So we went up to just over £3,000 a month with no extra ad spend. Okay, because the 17 to 24-year-olds, they thought they just thought, oh, I'll just go and get an app. That's all I need, an app, and I'll get on and do it. So because I presumed I knew my audience from the practical side, I presumed I knew the audience from the theory side. Okay, look at the analytics. It will tell you who's engaging with your content, what type of content they like but best. Is it video content? Is it live content? Is it, polls? Is it, any type of content that you put out there? And then what days of the week are they most active, and what days or what times of day, sorry, they're most active as well. So then you'll know that if they're most active at 7 o'clock in the evening, the majority of your content needs to be pushed towards the time when your audience is most active. Not every piece of content, because otherwise you'll only get the same audience, but the majority of content should be pushed towards what your analytics are telling you. And that's one of the things that people don't do. So go onto your Facebook page, click on the Insights tab, and it will tell you all the analytics that you need. You can go into quite some depth, but really you need to just look at what types of content get most reach, what times of day is getting most reach, and what days of the week is getting more reach. And then regularly review that, because social media platforms are changing all the time. Okay, so just because it worked well 6 months ago doesn't mean that Facebook's pushing video content and reels and that type of content at the moment. So it wasn't doing that a year or so ago, okay, but it's doing it now. So regularly be reviewing it, looking at what's working and what's not working. Okay. Number 4 is content diversification. Get the word out. So different types of content. Don't presume that just because you like that type of content, that's what your audience likes. Okay, we should be putting all different types of content out there. Some users will prefer video content. They'll like to watch a quick video and get the information they need that way. Some people won't want to watch video content. They'll like scrolling a carousel or looking at a picture or engaging with content and having conversations that way. So realistically, what you need to be doing is putting all different types of content out there to experiment with what's working and what's not working. Okay, and you'll get the feedback from the analytics, and you'll be able to sort of see trends as well yourself. The more people tend to engage when I do a live video compared to when I do a pre-recorded or something like that. Okay, so make sure you're in the habit of putting some time towards video content, some time towards graphics, sometimes towards carousels and different types of content, long form videos, short form videos, live content. Although a lot of people are like, oh, I don't like doing lives. I don't want to go live and talk on. Okay, don't worry about it. If you stumble over your words, it's not a problem. I've been worrying about saying the word diversification all morning, thinking I'm going to stumble over it, but actually I've said it twice fine now, so I'm going to stop and not say it anymore. So, okay, so 5, get in the habit of learning from your competitors. Now, what I'm saying here is learning from your competitors, not copying your competitors, because we want to be unique. Okay, but people buy into people, so they want to see the uniqueness in you. Okay, but learn from them. Have a look at what they're doing. Okay, we can run SWOT analysis, so strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, threats. Okay, seeing what's working for them and then thinking, okay, could we do something similar? So if you go and have a look at one of your competitors and you see they do a lot of short form reels type content and it's working really well, they're getting loads of engagement, then you should be thinking, okay, well, we need to do some short reels types content. Not the same. Okay, we might answer different questions and we're going to put our own personality onto it and everything like that. But get in the habit of looking at what your competitors are doing and seeing what's engaging, because they're going to have a very similar audience to you. And therefore, if it's working for them, it's highly likely that it's going to work for you. Okay. But remember, it's learning from, not copying your competitors. Okay. 6 is get in the habit of telling stories and being yourself. People trying to be somebody else on social media. Okay. And the worst thing of that is, if you see all my posts on social media, you will paint a picture in your mind of who I am. Okay. If you then meet me at a networking event and I'm absolutely the opposite, you're going to be like, well, which one's the real Chris? Is it that one I see on social media? More than likely not. It wouldn't be that one. It'd be the one that they meet in real person. Okay. But don't be afraid to just be yourself on social media. Tell stories that are going to resonate with people. I say my story about, I built an online course. I didn't have a lot of money at the time. So we started ads at £5 a day and we scaled it up to doing 15 grand's worth of sales every single month. But we didn't start at that level. We started at £5 a day. And that resonates with my audience because they go, well, I've only got £5 a day to spend. I haven't got thousands of pounds worth of marketing budget to go to a social media agency. So that storytelling helps my audience buy into me. And there'll be stories of why you got into your business. And don't be afraid to tell those stories. Make it personal, make it about you, because people buy from people. They don't buy from, if I'm looking for an accountant, for example, I always use accountants as an example, but if I'm looking for an accountant, I'm not on social media looking for that. I will go on Google and I will search for accountant in Nottingham or wherever. I'm on social media to socialize. That doesn't mean I've not got a problem that can't be solved. But if you're an accountant and you're giving me tips and I'm seeing your expertise and I think, you know what, that person's really helpful, they're really useful, they know what they're talking about. I feel like I know, like, and trust them because I've seen so much of their video content and so much of the value that they give away for free on social media. Then instead of going to Google, I'm going to come to Facebook or LinkedIn and I'm going to buy into that person. Because if I don't get that personality from somebody, then I'm just picking a random company off Google. And if I pick a random company off Google, my perception is going to be, well, all accountants do the same thing. They just do my tax return, they do my VAT. Therefore, I'm going to pick off one thing only, and that's price. Okay, I'm going to go, well, who's the cheapest to do that? Because they all do the same thing. Now, we all know that people don't all do the same thing. Some accountants will do more for you than others. And that's what your social media needs to be saying. It needs to be saying, well, this is why I'm different. This is why you need to get it from me. Is it because you've been there and done it for yourself? Is it because you've got some, heartwarming story of something that happened to you in the past and that's why you're doing it? And all that showing expertise. Now, the quickest way to do that is through video content because you can get your personality across on video so much faster than you can through just a bit of text. So really don't be afraid to get out there and do that video content and show your personality and show your expertise. Okay, final point. Habit number 7, always be learning and always be adapting. Okay, especially with social media marketing, because it is one of those things where it is ever changing. And one platform will do something. It's like social media was one way until TikTok arrived. Okay, and then TikTok arrived and took the world by storm with its videos. And yes, it was people dancing and bits and pieces at the start, but it's not that anymore. But you look now, Instagram's got Reels, Facebook's got its Reels content, YouTube's got YouTube Shorts. They've all copied TikTok. Okay, they've all adapted because that's what suddenly started working. Now, all of a sudden, everybody's starting to switch back and go, actually, short form video is not working as well anymore. Okay, as of sort of today, short form videos dropping off now on TikTok and that, and people are wanting something a little bit longer. So we're starting to go back to longer videos working on platforms like TikTok, which is why TikTok's suddenly gone, okay, well, rather than it being 15 seconds and then it was a minute, now it's 3 minutes, now it's 10 minutes you can put a video on TikTok because people know now that they're going to get more value from it. And as long as you can keep that audience engaged. So things are constantly evolving. So, spend some time working out what's working on the social media platforms. Just read something quickly every so often. Look at stuff that's happening in your industry as well. What again, we talked about competitors and what was working for them. But look at those industry tech trends. Look at what's happening on social media. And again, go back and have a look at your own analytics because, yes, the world may be telling you that this, or I might be saying long form video is the way to go again now. Okay. But actually, if you check your analytics and go, actually, Chris, not in my business, it doesn't, then I will all day long say, well, do what works for your business because every business is unique. Okay. And your audience will resonate with you in a certain way. So we can do generic and work out certain trends, but really look at your analytics and work out what works. Okay. So there's my 7 habits. To run through them, stay consistent in your posting, engage with your audience, look at your analytics, vary your content. I didn't say that word. Vary your content, learn from your competitors, personalize your social media platform so it's about you, and then always be learning and adapting to what's working and what's not working.
Boom. Chris, thank you so much. There was so much in that I really liked as well, the way that you talked about it, because I can have a bit of a block when it comes to anything technical, which I consider social media to be a technical thing, and I do as little as I possibly can. But I absolutely love what you had to say. And one of the things that really stood out for me was, of course, consistency. And we know that consistency works with anything. If you want to get good at something, or, you want to have longevity, it's all about consistency. But I think the fact that you talked about being yourself and not being that different person on social media than you are if you're met by somebody in the flesh. And I think that's so important. And that's one of the reasons why I never, ever, ever edit these videos. You just get what you get. So thank you so much. That was absolutely brilliant. I'm going to have to go back
no problem
and look at that. And if any of you watching have been inspired by what Chris has said, then please just check out his links below this video. Mine will be there as well. And, reach out, ask him a question, get in touch. He's such a lovely man. And if you've really enjoyed this video, why not like it and subscribe? And if you've loved it, share it with someone else. So thank you so much again, Chris. And
thank you for having me.
thank you all very much for watching.